guys, it's Jessii Vee. So today's video is so creepy and messed up. You guys know that I love to talk about nostalgic things on this channel, things we had as a kid, things that remind us of how awesome our childhood was. But sometimes there were things that were put out in stores that really weren't that great. So today I'm going to be telling you about all of the dolls that were put in Toys R Us, kids' toy stores, shopping centers that really shouldn't have been there at all. The dolls I'm going to talk about are creepy, weird, disturbing, somewhat hilarious, just very strange. A lot of these dolls had to actually be pulled off the shelves because people just weren't feeling it. Like, did you ever walk down the doll aisle in your childhood and some of the dolls you looked at, you were just like, oh, that is not okay. Yeah. I'm gonna give you some examples of that. But first, before we get into this very crazy video, I just want to mention that today's video is sponsored by HD Mask. It is basically an HD 1080p surveillance camera that is super tiny and concealable. It's disguised as a USB phone charger, so all you have to do is plug this into the wall and no one will know it's a camera. So this is the box it comes in, super cute, super small. So this is what it looks like when you take it out of the box. It literally just looks like a normal phone charger. And if you can see, the lens for the camera is right there, but you have to be super close to even know it's a camera. So it's a camouflage type design that doesn't draw any attention to itself. So if you want to have maximum security in your house, I would definitely recommend this. It could be used to monitor your front door, any room in your house. It could be a pet cam, and it could be connected to your iPhone, a tablet, any laptop, and you can record right away in a continuous loop, or you can use motion detection, so it will only record if it senses somebody in the room. It's really high quality. It can stream during the day or night. It actually has a night vision camera in here, and you can buy as many as you want for different rooms of your house and connect them all to one device, so it's super easy. I cannot wait to use this in my house. I've never seen anything like it. If you guys would like one for yourselves, I do have a 10% off code. You can use JV10 on their website to get your discount. I will link their website down below in the description. All you have to do is go to hdmask.com. This is definitely a great piece of security, and I think you guys will get a lot out of it. So thank you, HD Mask, for sending this to me. Alright, so now let's talk about the creepiest dolls that were ever made. The first doll is called Pregnant Barbie. What? This doll was so controversial and parents were not happy when this was put out in toy stores. Basically, the doll comes with a removable panel on her stomach and the legit baby is like stuffed into her belly, and you can remove the panel when you want the doll to be born. The whole idea behind this doll was to sort of introduce how birth works to young children. So it was supposed to be sort of an educational Barbie, but it didn't go over well at all. Parents were complaining that this doll could promote teen pregnancy, which is something they didn't want at all. So this doll was removed from the shelves promptly. The next doll is called the Pencil Sharpener doll, which is so disturbing. Basically, there was this line of dolls called the Living Dead dolls. There were vampires, zombies, a whole bunch of different creepy dolls that no one had ever really seen before, so people were really fascinated by this. And because the dolls sold so well, they decided to do a back-to-school line. No. So they came out with these pencil sharpeners for the Living Dead dolls, and basically the way to sharpen your pencil was through one of their eyeballs. So the pencil shavings literally come out of their mouths as you sharpen their pencil. People were saying that it reminds them of something that Sid from Toy Story would put together, because if you remember from the movie, he would put like different parts of different dolls together and create like a monstrosity. So this is like Sid's creation right here. The next doll is called the Vampire Reborn doll. Now, Reborn dolls are a real thing out in the world. They're dolls that are made to look like real life babies. Sometimes it's really hard to even tell the difference. But there was a subgenre of Reborn dolls, and they were called horror-themed Reborn dolls. So there are vampires, fairies, zombies, creepy clowns, angels, furry monsters. There are just so many out there if you research it. And some people are really horrified by these dolls, and other people love them. So it's sort of like a 50-50 love-hate relationship. I find it strange. I do find it strange. The next dolls are called Alligator Dolls. Yes, you heard that correctly. These alligator dolls are actually made by a university student, and she has an Etsy store where she actually sells these. The way I heard it started is she was sort of homesick when she was away at school, and she wanted to start a hobby to get her mind off of things. So she went to a store and bought a porcelain doll, I believe, and decided to give it a makeover, and that simple makeover turned into her designing alligator dolls. I mean, here's the thing. I would probably buy one. I like really weird things. I just think it's a concept that is so different to me, so I'm like creeped out but also so intrigued. The next doll is sort of a mystery in this world. It's called the lip licking doll. Yes, no one knows where it was sold or where it came from, but these photos of this lip-licking doll sort of circled the internet. The good thing is that the doll doesn't seem to have any batteries or seem to be motorized, which is good because if the tongue actually moved back and forth, that would be even scarier. Apparently she was just molded to have her tongue licking her lips. That's just how she was designed. The next doll is called the Magic Potty Baby. It's not the weirdest doll on this list, but what makes it so disgusting is that this doll actually goes potty and you have to clean it up afterwards. Obviously it's not real pee or anything. It's just like water, I'm assuming. But just the act of buying this doll so it can go use the washroom is strange. The next dolls are called the Disney Perfume Princesses. I feel like I've seen these before, like in my past at some point at a toy store. It's basically Disney dolls that come with a huge gaping hole in their backs, and you pour the perfume into their back and it fills up the doll and makes the doll smell good. What's weird is that the perfume isn't even for you to use, it's just to put in your dolls. It literally says in the instructions, not for human use. So, people were constantly having issues where they would pour the perfume into the doll and it would immediately just leak right back out. Because the hole in their back doesn't close, it's just open. So the perfume always flies out. The next doll is called My Size Barbie, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a Barbie doll that was increased in size to be the size of a young kid. And what's weird is that not only do you put clothes on her, but you can also wear her clothes. So you guys can like swap outfits and stuff, and she's like a real person. It's kind of scary. You could do her hair, you could do her makeup. I don't know about you guys, but having a life-size Barbie that's literally my height is really disturbing. The next doll is called the Baby Tumble Surprise, and basically this doll will flip onto its head to entertain little kids. So she's literally a doll that like flips around and like does her own thing on her own. This came out in the 90s, and apparently parents said it wasn't really a good influence on children because children were like throwing this doll to watch it flip around, and like kids that had younger siblings were starting to get really rough with them, expecting their little babies would do the same thing as their dolls. So parents were like, yeah, no, this is not a good idea. This next doll was made in 1871. It's the oldest doll on this list, but still just as creepy. It's called the Natural Creeping Baby Doll. So it's someone who made sort of a baby doll robot that would crawl like an actual human baby. People actually found this doll to be really fascinating back in the day, but I think if this came out now, people would be like, no, get rid of that now. The next doll is called Little Miss No Name, and I actually love the design of this doll. I am so intrigued by it. It came out in 1965, and it was supposed to be like the opposite of Barbie because Barbie's so glammed up and pretty and has all these cool outfits. But Little Miss No Name is supposed to be a really sad doll who only wears, I think, a paper bag as a dress. Unfortunately, this doll really didn't sell well at all because it creeped out little kids. Honestly, if I was a kid and I saw this, I would personally want it, but it seemed like people preferred Barbie dolls. What it says on her box is so sad. This is legit what it says. I need someone to love me. I am so tired and cold. Please take me home with you and I will be yours to hold. So it says she will either pull at your heartstrings or freak you out. Like you can either love or hate her. The next doll is the Elmo Knows Your Name doll. Apparently this was creeping people out all around the world. Basically, Elmo would learn your name and say it all of the time, but parents were claiming that Elmo started to say really horrible and creepy things with their child's name. I don't know if it was some weird glitch or if it was hacked, but parents were returning this left, right, and center because Elmo was being very rude. The last one I find so funny. I'm so sorry. It's really funny. It's called the Tub and Toot doll. tub and Toot. Obviously, this is a toy all about potty humor, so I think it was meant to be funny. Basically, you buy this doll, you fill a tub up with water and put your doll into the tub, and your doll will sit there and toot and make bubbles in the tub. What are people thinking? The kids found this to be so hilarious because obviously kids find tooting and burping and any bodily functions to be funny. I just hope it doesn't actually make any realistic smells because that would not be fun. Anyways, so guys, those are all of the creepy and weird dolls that were actually sold in real toy stores. It just blows my mind. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!